Today we're in part 3 of the series Overwhelmed with Pastor Becky Fitch, where she asked, what if our church became the safest place for people to disagree politically and still love unconditionally? The reason why I'm smiling so hard is because I want our church to be like that, because Facebook is not.
No.
I had to delete a post that I made.
Did
yesterday.
you?
I did. Because I was hoping, it sparked some conversation. I thought, no. People were just so angry at me. And so I would respond with, hey, it looks like you got really strong opinions about that. Are you around? Can we have coffee? Can we sit down? No. Obviously, you are a XYZ terrible person.
Talk. Yeah.
They didn't want to talk. So I'm like, if this is not a conversation starter, then I'm taking it down, because then it doesn't help. I want us
it adds to
the
fuel.
division, and I don't want that. Speaking of adding to division, you talked about pineapple on pizza, Becky.
It's so good. It's my favorite.
I love it, but I tell you, you are going to get the emails.
No, I know. My husband hates it. He's like, fruit shouldn't be hot. But I'm like, you eat pie, so like that's a dumb argument.
That's super good hot. What other controversial pizza topping would you defend with your life?
Ooh.
Do you have another one?
Well, it's not so much a topping. I guess it is. So I'm from St. Louis, and we have our own style of pizza. You know, Chicago gets their like thing, and New York gets their thing. No one really knows St. Louis style pizza, but we have one. It's a thin crust, okay, and then it's made with a cheese blend that's called Provel cheese.
You've brought it to church before.
I have.
You have had it.
So it's a mixture of like provolone and white cheddar and Swiss, I think.
Yeah.
And it makes this like really creamy, thick cheese. I love it.
Like a burrata almost.
No.
No?
More flavorful. Anyways, I love it. You either hate it or you love it. So like some people go to St. Louis and try it and they're like, this is disgusting. I think less of you now, Becky, but whatever. You know? I grew up with it.
Every time I ask these kind of questions of our pastors, I wonder, is this helping? Or is this hurting their reputation?
Yeah.
You joked about Matthew the tax collector and Simon the zealot sitting at the same table, having lively dinner conversation.
Yeah.
If you were hosting a meal today, and I'm assuming that at your table also, sometimes there's people who disagree. How do you diffuse that? How do you keep from things getting too heated? What do you do?
Really good food. No,
Dave, have another bite. Yeah. This is a very special cheese from St. Louis.
Have some more pizza.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think there's times that happens better than others, but I think that's part of why having those conversations around a table, as opposed to, because a table is like, you're on the same level.
Yeah.
You're face to face. Right, your body is literally postured towards someone, and so it helps our heart be opened and postured towards them. Typically, the people you invite over into your home are the people you want into your home, right? And so there's some level of relational investment you're making with that. And then Jesus was a genius. Like, there's a reason why he literally ate food with people, because there's something about when you share a meal, it slows the conversation down, right? Like, it's not just this fast food, like, talk to you and then leave. It settles you in a little bit. And so it automatically, just that setting disarms people more than on social media or over the phone or, whatever other area of conversation and engagement we might have. And so I think like being intentional with having those conversations around the table is one of the best ways to diffuse the tension just from the get-go.
There was somebody who really disagreed with me about something on the school board and was just, emailing me really heated, passionate things. And so I emailed back and said, hey, can we meet for coffee or whatever? Yeah. And he said, actually, meet me for breakfast. I'm like, sounds good. A little nervous because this is somebody who's very much in disagreement with me. And
you're like, breakfast is long. You gotta wait for your food. This is not we got our drip coffee right away. Right, and now we could end this quickly if we needed to.
But he said, Christian, I think the things I've heard about you aren't true at all. And I'm like, spread the word, brother. I mean, it's not. But yeah, it's so good. You do have to take turns.
Stop saying those things about you.
You really should. You talked about these small kingdom-shaped, like the kingdom-shaped acts.
Yeah.
Making a difference when the world feels kind of overwhelming. Mm-hmm. Could you give two two like simple examples of things that somebody who's attending online today that could bring restoration instead of division?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the best ways is to like look around at the needs you see around you and then be a part of solving those needs. And so that could be in a small daily thing like picking up trash or, or providing a gift card or a hot coffee or a meal for, someone you see that is unhoused or in need. Or it could be, like what you did with like joining the school board. God bless you. You're a glutton for punishment, a pastor and on the school board. But where it's like, hey, I'm invested in this community and I want to do what I can to help shape it to experience the kingdom of God here on earth as it is in heaven right now, and not just when Jesus returns again and the restoration of all things, but right now contributing to that. And so I think it's looking local more. And oftentimes we look global or we look national, and that's what feels overwhelming. It's like, well, what am I going to do about all of these big topic things? And so I think the best way to start is just literally looking around you.
In your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just
in
with
your family,
neighbors.
in your circles, your workplace, any of that.
You mentioned fasting from political noise. So what if we would all log off the news for a week?
Does the world keep turning if we do that?
I don't know. What's your go-to guilty pleasure when it comes to like a podcast that we should replace that with?
I have been super behind the times with podcasts. Like I literally just...
It's a little embarrassing here.
Yes.
In public.
I couldn't tell you podcasts that I listen to or would listen. I could tell you like churches whose like sermons are a podcast, right? They're on a podcast channel on Spotify or whatever that I listen to, but I don't actually do podcasts. But I did kind of start a little bit. I've started going on walks, like a good millennial. I have my weighted vest for walking now. I'm nearing 40. That's the stage of life I'm in. And so I've started listening to podcasts, and I've been doing Amy Poehler's...
Good Hang.
Good Hang, yeah.
That's a good one.
So
yeah, check it out.
There you go.
And if she uses words that we don't use in church, don't blame Becky.
Yeah.
Before you turn off your device today, I just want to leave you with one simple assignment or challenge for the week. I want you to go out there and have one real conversation like I did with someone who sees the world differently than you do. Not to debate, not to be right, not to win the argument. How about just to listen with curiosity, maybe bring empathy? Because here's the truth from Becky earlier. Anyone who fits neatly into one political party will be extremely hard-pressed to fit neatly into the kingdom of God. So imagine what could happen if every person at Cornerstone did that, if hundreds of us chose one conversation marked by kindness instead of divisiveness, by listening instead of by labeling. And then over time, neighbors would see a church like Cornerstone not defined by what we're against, but by this radical love that we show one another, and divided families could maybe heal again in that text thread, or cities would see people with very different views serving together and eating together and worshiping together, because Jesus unites what politically divides. So this week, choose a conversation, ask questions, listen well, stay at the table, and let's watch God use small acts of courage, because that's what it'll take, and love to write a very different story in our community. And then also let me put a question here on the screen that you can use to go a little further in exploring all these truths. We'll leave it up for a few minutes, and I want you to turn to someone and attempt to answer it, or answer it in the chat, or throw it in a group text, or write it in your journal. Here's the question for you. What would change in you and in your relationships and in your community if you chose to love beyond sides this week? Choosing love beyond sides. I'm so glad you're here. I can't wait for part 4 of this series, and I hope to see you there.